to tune in to the Iron Elite Podcast. You dig?
This is the Mileage Bully, the Moto Mob CEO, and your 2024 Titan. You are now listening to Sarge on the Iron Elite Podcast. Like, share, and subscribe. If you're not listening to the Iron Elite Podcast, what are you really doing? Because we are talking motorcycles over here.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. You know what it is.
I know what you're getting ready to say. Hey, Sarge, why you always have to play all that slow music? Man, I know I can't help it, man. But that fast rap music y'all listen to today give me heart murmurs. But hey, man, it's the Iron Elite Podcast show where we keep it motorcycling, you dig? I know. But Sarge, that's too far to ride on a motorcycle. But Sarge, what if your back get tired? Well, Sarge, what if I get lost? I know. Sarge, is motorcycling the only thing you talk about? Is motorcycling the only thing you care about? Nope, I care about the Jacksonville Jaguars too. Hey, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Iron Elite Podcast show, man. Happy Sunday. Hopefully you guys are having a great day. And for my yonder go-getters, man, hopefully you're making it into the house safe and sound from being out there on the highway. And let me just do this real quick, man. Shout out to my Soul Brothers Las Vegas chapter, man. I saw y'all out there getting it this weekend. Sarge couldn't get out there with y'all, man, but I'm going to see you guys, Lord willing, next year, man, when I get on my motor scooter and we're going to get out there to the West Coast, which is the best coast, man. I said it. I ain't taking it back. And let me do this, man. Let me do this before I get started. I got to get all my pettiness out. The Jacksonville Jaguars. Oh, Lord, y'all killing me, man. Is that heaven for a G, man? My football team stinks. Man, they hurt your boy bad today, man. So, I don't know, man. For everybody that's got good football teams out there winning, except ours, man. Man, pray for us. We need it, man. So, I'm going to just, that ain't what we're here for today, man. I'm going to stop. But, hey, man, we're here today to talk about a coast-to-coast ride. I-10 to the end. I know what y'all saying. Sarge, are we going to be talking about motorcycling? Yes, we are, man. So share it with a friend. Let everybody know we're on because we're going in. Let's go. Hey, Sarge, why you never play any fast music on your podcast? It's simple. I'm petty.
Harley Up, don't truck it up, rev your motors up. If it ain't clean, get your polish up. Big sword, you in charge, real king of the south. If you ain't getting yonder, gotta keep it motorcycle, you dig? Harley Up, don't truck it up, rev your motors up. If it ain't clean, get your polish up. Big sword, you in charge, real king of the south. If you ain't getting yonder, gotta keep it motorcycle, you dig? Slide on my roll glide, looking so fly. 20-inch rollback, screaming eagle torque pack. I-10 to the end, it's a known patch. If you ain't a ground pounder, pay attention, fall back. We Iron Elite boys, no need for hitting switches. We split lanes and hogging lanes, we on a mission. On our way to CA, we 100 deep. Pull the wheel down the road, run it up, rip it up. Harley Up, don't truck it up, rev your motors up. If it ain't clean, get your polish up. Big sword, you in charge, real king of the south. If you ain't getting yonder, gotta keep it motorcycle, you dig? Harley Up, don't truck it up, rev your motors up. If it ain't clean, get your polish up. Big sword, you in charge, real king of the south. If you ain't getting yonder, gotta keep it motorcycle, you dig? I'm outside with it. I scrape the town burning loud when the smoke clear up. You know a Harley did it. I'm real gnarly with it. My ride clean when it bling. I show the lean on the scene to get jiggy with it. No did it get it? I'm well equipped it. My bike side got a side, so you know I'm hit. She dropped it down to split it, backed it up to shift it. Let me kick a little game to you lanes riding around here, giving a set a bad name. It don't matter what you rank or what you claim. When we turn it up, you keep it motorcycling, man. My soul brothers, they roll runners, we rolling deep. When it's time to rally up, it's Black Wall Street. When you see them MCs at the RTE, pull the wheel down the road, run it up, rip it up. Harley Up, don't truck it up, rev your motors up. If it ain't clean, get your polish up. Big store, you in charge. Real king of the South. If you ain't getting yonder, gotta keep it motorcycle. You dig? Harley up, don't truck it up, rev your motors up. If it ain't clean, get your polish up. Big store, you in charge. Real king of the South. If you ain't getting yonder, gotta keep it motorcycle. You dig?
But Sarge, why you always gotta talk about motorcycling? Sarge, why you don't never talk about nothing else? Look here, man. If you gonna do all that crying, what the baby gonna do?
Hey, man, there you go, man. It's Sunday, man. So let's get right into it, man. I have my special guest on today, man, Horace and Christine, affectionately known as Red, man. We're going to bring those guys on and introduce them to everybody, man, and they're going to talk about their epic ride, I-10 to the end, coast to coast, a social experiment, each one to each one. So let's see if we can get them up and get them rolling, man. Let's see what we can do here. Let's see. Y'all be patient with your boy. I got him. Family, how are you? How's everything going this evening?
Hey. How you doing?
Man, they so cool with it. They so cool with it. Man, hey, we had a time. Man, we had a time. My fam here, they did the coast to coast. They did their thing, and then we're able to celebrate them and meet with them, man, in Hammond, we're going to say Baton Rouge, Louisiana, man, and we had a great time at the Ride to Eat, man. So shout out to K Solo and Reef, the Ride to Eat, man. Let's do this. Let's give him a Dom DeMarco real quick. Hey, man. So, hey, we got him back home. We got them from Colorado to Texas, so they back home. How are y'all feeling since you made it back home? You off that highway? How everybody feeling?
Awesome. You know what? I-10, that was.
It ain't the sexiest highway in the world, is it?
It is not the sexiest. The areas that just need to be blown up and started over again.
It's plenty of highways that got better scenery.
Yeah.
You know, for the viewers out there, man, that's not familiar with I-10, I-10 is the most southern highway in the United States, going from East Coast to West Coast. It starts in Jacksonville, Florida. It ends at Santa Monica Pier, California, or vice versa. Depends on which part of the country that you're coming from, man. So the family today, man, they had to start off from a place. You know, I tell everybody, man, I-10 to the end is like $24.96, but it's really not $24.96. It's normally the least you can go is about 5,400 miles. And then you can go up and up and up and up from there. So I'm going to let them we're going to talk about it a little bit. So I'm going to let them, let's do this before we even get started. Let's introduce ourselves to everybody, family. Tell them a little bit about yourself. Let's go ladies first. What you think?
Well, I am Christine Sweet Red Sledge. I am vice president with an awesome women's club, 2D WMC, here out of Dallas, Texas.
Man, shout out to 2D. Shout out.
I've been riding for a little over 18 years. 12 of it has been long distance riding. Before that, it was just kind of riding around the corner and that kind of thing. And just love it. Met awesome people like yourself and others to share this road with.
That's what's up. So Too Deep out of Dallas. So that's the same chapter as My People Snacks.
Absolutely.
Man, I'll fight you over the great snacks, man. That's my people. That's what's up. Shout out to 2 Deep MC. So who else we got? What we got?
Hey, it's Horatio Green. I'm residing out of Colorado, up in the mountain state.
Okay.
Started off riding Harleys back in 2013, and been fortunate enough to meet some great people along the way, and I got introduced in the long distance riding through Sharif.
Okay. Shout out to Reef, 2025 Titan Award recipient. So, man, if you guys don't know, down here in Jacksonville, Florida, on the weekend of 7 through 8 February 2025, we will be presenting Sharif that award, the Titan Award, man. Him and the Pied Piper, Tamika Wade, man. So if you haven't got the information on that, please reach out on our Elite page, Home of the Ground Pounders reunion to check that event out. So, okay, so family, let's do this real quick. Okay, y'all got a little riding experience. Y'all kind of know what you're doing. Is that fair?
Fair
Y'all
enough.
ground pounders, they're going to try to be humble tonight, but I'm going to tell you now, I ain't finna let them. Okay, so was this the first coast-to-coast ride, or you guys have done multiple before?
You want me to start or?
Go ahead,
Yes,
Chris.
ma'am, go for it.
So
We're just barbershop talking.
in terms of just from one end to the other, this is the first time I've done that, because generally I'm stopping all over the place, here, there, and everywhere. But I've ridden from one coast to the other in part and piece probably 3 times now. Done Canada and Mexico as well.
Okay, right on. What about you, Horace? You've done this before, am I right?
No, sir. No, that's the
wow.
first one that, dedicated from one end to the other and all over,
Okay.
Colorado down to Texas, all over, across country and everything else, but nothing as dedicated as this, to where you have a starting point and you stay true to it and finish all the way at the other end.
Okay, cool. But the two of us definitely have long distance motorcycle riding experience.
Yes.
Okay, that's fair enough. Shout out to D Bell, man. D Bell is on with us this evening, man. I got a chance to ride back with him and Sonny, man. We rode through a monsoon of rain coming back from the rain, man. Hey, we didn't have to wash no bikes, man. We got washed like it was nobody's business. So shout out to D Bell, man, who's a major contributor to the Iron Elite podcast show. So family, let's talk about it. So we come up with this thing. We said, okay, Sarge, we read that. We think we want to go ahead and do this I-10 to the end. We want to show folks how to do what we do naturally. So from the time that, let's do this. How much time did it take from the time you guys decided you were going to ride coast to coast to the actual time? Did y'all take any time to start preparing and start talking to one another? Because I know both of you guys are from different states. Am I correct?
Yeah.
How do we marry this stuff together? How did this come to fruition?
We had a few conversations. It started several months ago, and I was actually the second string for Horatio there. He started out talking to my club sister about riding. Some stuff happened. I was available, so we picked up and from there. And honestly, it was only maybe a month, that it was decided that he and I were the ones going. And from there, we just had a couple phone conversations. And I'm somebody that believes in being painfully honest about this is what I do and don't do, and because I'm somewhat of a bougie rider. I want to be someplace where there's a hot shower, a clean bed, and food nearby. I don't get back on my bike after I stop it at night. And I hate mountain riding. He knew all of that before we pulled out of the garage.
Okay. So have y'all known each other for a while, or?
Well, since the trip to Hawaii, and we've kept in touch via Facebook.
Okay. Very cool. Man, shout out to Snacks. I see she's on with us this evening, man. I'm going to say this, man, and I ain't holding nothing back. Snacks is the baddest motorcycle rider on the planet. Man, when you do Prudhoe back, you go from one end of the Pan America Highway to the very end down in Chile where you down there rocking with penguins, you a bad mofo, man. I'm just saying that right now. And if you guys hadn't had a chance to check out on the YouTube channel, me and Snacks went through her ride, some 4 hours. We chronicled 17 countries, man, all those borders from tip to tip, the whole ride, man. It was the time of my life to interview her. So, but anyway, we're here talking. It's called, you pronounce your name Horatio?
It's really Horace. Horatio is the nickname that.
Oh, okay. Because I thought
Joyce.
Okay, because I thought I had it wrong for a minute. I'm like,
no, that's not wrong.
Okay, that's what's up. Okay, so family, we've known each other for a minute. So we decide, of course, one's in Texas, one's in Colorado. Was this ride on purpose in conjunction with, the RTE? Was that what you guys were trying to do?
Yeah,
okay,
that was the ultimate goal.
Okay.
The date coincided with that. We just planned so that we could finish there.
Okay, good to go. So, because we know we were only at this point, once we got to Ride Eat, we were only 600 miles from Jacksonville, Florida. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
So tell
Didn't feel
us.
like it though.
No,
Not at all.
no, it don't, no, bro. It
It
don't.
didn't feel like it.
It don't. And we gonna get into it. It don't. It didn't for me last weekend. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm not even gonna lie. But for those man who are rocking with us this evening, man, we're only gonna be on Facebook for a short period of time. If you guys would be so kind to open up a second tab into YouTube, Sarge Life and Motorcycling, the YouTube channel, and come over there because we're only gonna spend a little bit of time on the Facebook, and then we're gonna move over to YouTube. So family, okay, so we got a month to prepare. So I know you guys are veterans. How did that preparation go? Did we just get on the phone and say, okay, you got your bike maintenance, you got what you need, we're good to go? Or was there some things that we talked about in addition?
There were a couple conversations outside of the maintenance thing. And I think, we both were like, hey, do you have what you need? But outside of that, we had expectations of each other because we'd ridden together before. We're adults. Make sure your bike's good to go. Make sure, your family's up on what's happening. And then we had additional conversations about, what are your safety cues? Who are your people? What is your government name? Just so that if there's an emergency, we know how to communicate to those who are important to us.
Okay, so if Sarge is getting ready to ride with you guys, take me through a day. Okay, so we start talking about, important issues like, record of emergency data, what we call in the military. Mm-hmm. What were some of our, let's talk about communications. Did we talk about health? Did we talk about finance? Did we talk about riding ability? Did we talk about those things?
But for us, the most important things were, points of contact, addresses, medications, and things like that. What is going to be, potentially your worst day of riding, and how should we address that? What's your pain tolerance and everything else. I don't think initially we didn't talk about any of the finance portion of it, because if you've already decided that you're going to do something like this, then financially you need to already have that taken care of as well. And so I think more of us, it was more along the lines of the initial stuff first, like I mentioned, and then next, how far are we going to try to ride every day, where our hope to be designated stops at, and things like that. And then just knowing that, my riding style is completely different from hers, and how we can mesh with each other while we're out on the road. And I think we did a phenomenal job with that more than anything else. But, we have ridden together before, so that made it a little bit more comfortable as well.
Okay. Who's got the ego?
I'm sorry, Sarge.
No, go ahead, Ray.
I think as far as the finance thing was concerned, we did have a couple conversations about, hotel stays and the expense of that, and kind of what our expectations were. Neither one of us wanted to get caught in a scenario where we're in Santa Monica spending $400 a night for a hotel room. Neither one of us wanted to be in some place that offers bed bugs free with every stay. So it was
right.
So we had those kinds of conversations, and just making sure that both of our families were aware and on board, and that we financially were meshing up. I think, like Horace was saying, the biggest thing was making sure that we were compatible on a day-to-day basis. I wasn't going to plan a trip that I had to run 1,000 miles a day every day. If we had to do an iron butt in the trip, it was okay. But I don't have any interest in running.
Okay.
Like
so out of the group, who's got the ego? I ain't gonna tell nobody.
Neither one of us.
Okay, so no egos. Okay, so that helps. So that means we could take constructive criticism from one another. We're humble enough to say, hey, I could speak to you about anything. You could speak to me about anything.
Yeah.
Okay, good to go. So the bikes that we rode on was what?
Road Glide 2021.
Okay.
And
I have a 2010 Street Glide.
2010 Street Glide. Don't let them fool y'all. They had good looking bikes, man. You know they got good jobs. I'm just saying. They were doing a thing. So good bikes. I don't remember any maintenance issues. So I think you guys had really good tight maintenance on your bikes. You know, obviously you got a lot of experience.
now I did have some issues with the tire pressure monitor going off on my bike.
Everybody had that, and we're gonna get into it on the ride. Yeah, everybody. You got a TPMS. You got a TPMS on your bike, Red?
I do, and it's trash.
We're gonna talk about it. It is
trash.
Oh Lord, that TPMS is about as good as the Jaguars, man. We're gonna talk about it. Okay, so all right. Well, let's jump right on into it. So we decide, okay, from this point, we've talked, and you guys stop me at any time. Let me know if I'm misquoting anything. So from the phone conversations, we were talking about, you know, our communication. You know what this means as far as length of riding and how much we're going to be pounding each day, what the expectation level is. Am I correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Money, we grown folks, so we don't have to talk a lot about money, but we grown folks. Yeah. So I'm going to expect you to do your homework to get ready to make a ride like this. Is that correct?
Exactly.
Okay. All right. So we get out 31 September to kick this thing off. Now, you guys, because, you know, Horace lives in what, Colorado, am I correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay, and then Red, you live in Texas. You're based out of DFW, right?
That's correct.
Okay, so did we meet up at a certain place or we decided we're going to meet in Santa Monica first?
No, I rode from DFW to
the 20.
So on the 20, so the 30th is when we met up. So the 29th, I left DFW, went to Amarillo and took some silly pictures.
Okay.
Messed around for a minute and then traveled on to Santa Rosa.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Santa Rosa, Texas, which is on I-40.
Okay, yeah, because I was wondering if did y'all meet up where the 20 meets the 10?
No.
But you didn't. You met up on the 40, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And we came across 40 because, again, me and my rules, I refuse to do the same route twice.
Oh, Lord. Okay. Okay.
I was not doing I-10 like this. It was not going to happen.
Yeah. Okay.
So we did 40 down and then across, 10 across.
Okay. So we get into Santa Monica. We met up. We get into, you say Santa Rosa?
Santa Rosa, yeah. It's just west, maybe about it's probably about 25, 30 minutes just west of Amarillo, Texas, where Cadillac Ranch is at.
Okay. And Amarillo is on the 40. Amarillo is on the 40, am I correct?
On the 40.
Okay, bet. Okay, so we get there, and we'll take it from Santa Monica Pier. That morning, did y'all take off dark 30 that morning?
I would say so. Yeah. I think we got up around
we were out at 6 o'clock. There was only one day that we didn't actually get up and leave the hotel. We weren't physically on the bikes by 6 o'clock, and that was one day it was dark.
Okay, well take me through the first day, the first leg, leaving Santa Monica Pier 6 a.m.
No, so Santa Monica Pier we actually left at around 2 o'clock.
Okay.
2:30 to avoid any traffic all the way through Palm Springs and that because the traffic in LA and all of that was.
I don't blame you.
So,
I don't blame you.
Valid inputs, of course, from Red and from Snacks, because Snacks lived in that immediate area, and that was some of my concerns as well. I didn't want to get caught, going in or either trying to get out of California, just basically in that LA area. And the plan was proposed the night before. While we're riding in, we're talking on our headsets, And she's communicating back and forth with snacks and everything else. And once we got to the hotel and kind of bed down the night prior, we had come to agreement that, hey, it will probably be in our best interest. It's probably going to hurt a little bit more, taking off a little bit earlier, but it'll pay off in the long run. Getting down to the pier, taking our pictures, doing whatever we needed to do, and then getting back out of there as fast as possible.
I don't blame you. Most people do that, and if they ask me for suggestions, I normally say that as well. Especially if you're not a fan of splitting lanes or dealing with a lot of LA traffic, it could be pretty rough if you're not accustomed to that stuff. Not to mention, and we'll talk about it later, but not to mention David Bell saying no lane splitting necessary at the time anymore. Ain't nothing out there, David Bell, except that's another how.
Monday morning it was jumping.
Pretty smooth. Okay.
No, the traffic was still kind of crunchy.
You said one more time, Horace?
I said the traffic was still kind of, even though we were up early, it was still a lot of high volume traffic at times in little spots, leaving from one city pocket to another.
Well, LA is a whole different world, especially from the people from the East Coast. We don't see that kind of stuff unless you're from a major city that you might be dealing with. LA is the city that never sleeps almost. It's like Vegas, except with a ton more traffic. Okay, so the first day, our goal was, when we made our plan, was to make it from West Santa Monica Pier to what on the first leg?
El Paso.
El Paso. So if my math is math, and I think El Paso is close to 900 miles from?
Yeah, 860-ish.
Yeah. Okay, so 860 and some change. Okay, so that's a nice hump. That's not a little child's play ride. That's a ride. So what should we expect going from LA to El Paso? What did you guys experience that first day coming out the gate?
Hot.
Yeah. I think the immediate thing is getting outside. Was that Palm Springs area?
Yeah.
Going through the Palm Springs area, there were a lot of wildfires going on. The turbines blowing the smoke around. Winds were extremely high, and it was hot. And so you wouldn't imagine at like 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, trying to get out of there. Initially Chris had dressed cool. I dressed kind of. She had dressed warm, and I dressed kind of cool. But by the time we got out of there, and I think right around sunbreak, we were both already thermal at this point, and trying to stay hydrated and everything else. And that's something that I would say the average person would overlook. Is not understanding that you got to stay hydrated. And those were some of our concerns as well, health wise. Is making sure that she is hydrated, but not intaking stuff that's going to mess with her health and riding abilities and everything else. And for me, likewise.
Now, did I hear that correct? You said, okay, you said you dress more for the heat. She dressed more for the cold.
Yeah. The morning was cool. So when we left, it was probably in the low 60s.
Okay.
And it jumped up before the sun came up. We were in Palm Springs and headed out toward the desert. And the temperature before the sun came up good had already gotten or crested about 78, almost 80 degrees. And as soon as the sun came up, it was 85. So it was heating up rather quickly. For me, I don't do well shivering on my bike, and coming out into Santa Monica and that coming close to the water, it got cooler and cooler there for a while. And then the temperature kicked up. So, like Horace was saying, making sure hydration. Now, the thing that he learned real quickly is a take bag is your friend. Because I had breakfast, lunch, dinner, and my water in my take bag. Okay. And at one point in the trip, he was like, I bet she's over there eating her chips. I was foot pegs and chips just riding along.
Hey, Horace, I'm going to say this, man. She's in the same club as Snacks. Just say
I got one now. I got one.
But I think I think it's interesting. If you guys don't mind, I think it's interesting that, and I want our viewers to understand. Okay, this is the end of September. Of course, now what they're trying to explain to us is you got the desert weather, you got high elevation weather, and then you got lower elevation weather. So it's a back and forth with the base layer, whether taking some off, whether putting some on, and it can happen within 2 or 3 hours of the riding. Is that fair, or would you guys like to sum that up a little bit more?
That's correct. That's
Absolutely.
very correct.
And sometimes it doesn't even take 2 or 3 hours. The truth is, when we were coming down from, we came from Albuquerque down through to Santa Monica, and getting through there, even it was cooler.
Oh yeah, Albuquerque's
we started
cool.
coming down the mountain, it got hotter and hotter. So it doesn't take long, and if you're not attentive to one, the bike's throwing off heat, you're dressed however you came out, you could actually make yourself pretty miserable and potentially ill. So
did you guys wear a particular riding suit, or were you rocking jeans or chaps, or what did you ride with?
I ride in riding pants, the armored riding pants. So
Okay.
I was a bit warmer than I needed to be for a lot of the trip. But
Okay.
I ride for the slide because the way I'm built, I don't like
I think that's a good idea. I think that's a good idea. Yeah.
I have a Harley Davidson Kevlar suit.
Okay.
That you can ride in, but it's a 3-layer, and for this trip, I decided just to take the 2 inner layers out and take advantage of the mesh and everything else. But predominantly rode in that the whole time.
Yeah, I see. Here David go, man. David, everybody ain't got the same amount of money as you do, man. David and him and Sonny rock them Clem suits. I think they're called Clem. Man, those things are some bad mofos.
There they are.
Hey, man, I say, David, what they heading for? Man, he told me the president was like, God dang it, man. Hey, man, to pay for them things, I might have to start an OnlyFans channel to pay for them things. Man, but I like that, man. And, for the folks that don't know, especially when you're doing coast to coast, man, a good riding suit makes a world of difference. I know some of us old desperados like my brother, he still rocks jeans and some chaps. But a good riding suit, a good pair of riding pants, man, are really comfortable. And what I like about them the most is they can deal with rain, and you can base layer them. What do you guys think about that?
I agree. I didn't have the rain layer under mine, which was a mistake in one of the areas we were in. But I do have them with layers, and I don't have a climb suit just because.
Man, shout out to Bales, man. They just be having nice stuff. But there's plenty riding pants, riding suits out there that you can get that'll do really, really good. So we don't on the show, we don't endorse a certain product, but if there's a rider or riders out there that's rocking something that works for them, by all means, we want to know about it. I see Snacks said the riding suits are life. Hey, that's facts, Snacks. You can't be playing unless you got a good riding suit. Okay, so let's move along. If you guys don't mind, let's move along. Okay, so we know what they were wearing: riding pants, gear, base layer off and on, based off the desert, the high elevation, or whatever. Because as we can tell from their ride, that temperature was up and that temperature was down. So, we get into Arizona, Phoenix. What was the weather looking like in Phoenix for you guys? Weather and traffic. Let's talk about it.
114 was the temperature.
Man, stop.
It was not pleasant.
Man, that's the devil's underwear hot. That's really hot.
Somebody, I'm like devil's toenails. I was like,
good Lord. Okay, so this October.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's the part where I can't remember. I talked to a gentleman that once we got to the RTE, and he was saying that he was contemplating on doing it, and kind of how how I would recommend it to him. And I said, at any given time of the year, you know, you're going to go through Arizona, you're going to go through New Mexico, and of course, you know, whether you're going into Cali or coming out of Cali. I think within Cali, it already has 3 different temperatures that you're going to kind of go through. And then, you know, with the winds, the heat and the cold. And then when you get into, you know, Phoenix, it's just dry, hot, it's miserable. Every gas station you be looking for ice.
The traffic was wretched.
Yeah. I think, was that when we hit the traffic? I had to yell at that lady?
That was the first spot that we hit bad traffic.
Well, Phoenix are they still doing a bunch of construction going through Phoenix?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. I think that's when I had to yell at that lady because she almost sideswiped you.
Correct.
Yeah. And so you just got all these different elements of things going on. Your mind is, you know, running, you know, 100 miles an hour. GPS is telling you to go one way and you're looking at another way, trying to stay on track. You know, for me, you know, Chris is trailing me. There's times when she's got like, hey, don't turn that way, go the other way. You know, we're trying to help each other out as much as possible. And it's just a lot going on. And that's part of the challenge, you know, and we willingly accepted it, you know, overall. But I think the biggest thing was definitely by far just going to Arizona was, you know, 1, the heat, and then 2, the traffic.
That's a big deal. That's a lot of stress now because you think you're coming out of Cali, and the weather is probably low 60s and cool. It's not bad. It's comfortable for a motorcycle, especially if you got a base layer on. It's not that big of a deal. But then you get into Phoenix. It's 114 degrees, dry heat, and you're dealing with some gangster traffic. Phoenix has some real traffic.
Yep.
You know, they're doing some great construction. They're widening everything up, but the city of Phoenix, if you don't know and you hadn't been there a while, is blowing up. It is blowing up. The city is getting out of control big. So obviously, I'm assuming, you guys tell me if I'm wrong, I'm assuming that you're obviously you got to still be paying attention to your body because you're getting hot and you're not sweating. So hydration. So I guess that's a major thing at each gas station, along with the snacks. Correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he learned about the put ice in your jacket, which is a trick Snacks actually gave me. But putting ice in the pocket, on the inner pockets of your jacket or shirt or whatever, because as it melts, it keeps you cool and you have the evaporative cooling. So kind of like a mini air conditioner, except that when you stop, you're soaking wet. But I tell you what, that made a huge, huge difference, particularly in Arizona where it is so dry. You can't keep the screen on your helmet up because the air is coming in and cooking you like a convection. Put it down and you're suffocating. So
yeah, that's true.
It was like, oh God, and then sitting in traffic. So
are you guys familiar with those? Again, D-Bell, he like the MacGyver motorcycler, man. He's got one of those cooling vests. And I started to see more and more people were getting those cooling vests to do what you said. Do you guys use it in that kind of stuff, or y'all just go old fashioned? We're gonna put that ice in there.
Well, I had a cooling vest, and the truth of the matter is, I found myself throwing it in a saddlebag most often because once even closed up in your jacket or whatever, once it dried out, it gets stiff. Or once the cooling stops. It dries out pretty quickly and it gets stiff, and it's really just another hot layer hanging there.
Okay. He says is 1 lane only eastbound coming from was that 10 westbound still? I'm assuming he's talking about coming through Phoenix.
So
I'm not sure.
I don't know because we were headed eastbound, and so the eastbound lanes were open. I mean, for the most part. It's shut down to like 2 lanes in a couple places, but there wasn't. I don't ever remember there being a point where there was only 1 lane open.
No.
Okay. So far so good. So we're rocking. No issues with the performance of the bikes and hot temperature. No worry about burning oil like crazy. No issues.
No.
Where did I have the issue at? I had an issue with one of my shifter pegs. Just a screw to tighten it down, but it was a quick fix where I took the rear one off, swapped out the screw, and then we just kept on boogieing. No real mechanical issues.
Okay.
That was outside of El Paso.
Okay. So now, because it's so hot, TPMS, because Red, you say you got a Road Glide Limited or Road Glide?
The Limited.
You got the Limited, which has the TPMS system on it.
It does.
How was your TPS behaving at that time now? Because it's hot. That road is really, really hot.
So in the upper elevations, it came on and it just wouldn't ever cut off. We actually stopped at a Harley, had them check the tires, make sure the pressure was okay. I keep a tire pressure sensor on my bike, the compressor and all that.
How important is that? How important is that?
I think it's extra important. And I think anybody endeavoring in any of these long distance rides needs to know how to check their tires, to obviously do the T-clocks thing. But having the gear on your bike, zip ties for a broken shifter peg, things like a compressor for your tires, nothing beats a pound of prevention. I mean, just being able to take care of yourself in the moment is extremely important.
Folks, that's non-negotiable.
Absolutely.
What she said, to have a tire inflator, to have a manual tire pressure gauge is non-negotiable. I don't care if you got the new CVO Limited. I don't care if you got the brand new Road Glide Limited. I don't care what bike you got. You better have those things on it, because I'm telling you now, if those tires get hot enough, that air pressure is going to expand, and that could be a long day. That could be a real long day. You can have a tire explode, or if the tires are too low inflated, that can also be problematic as well. So you got to have it. And I don't care what the TPMS system says, you have to check your tire pressure every day. Every day. Y'all tell me, folks, am I off, or what y'all think?
Oh, you 100% on that. I mean, just having in my saddle, I think I got both of my saddlebags are full with just different, tools, jump box, air, and tire inflator, patch kit, having the proper T sockets and normal sockets and everything else to be able to do some on the spot maintenance, Ziploc bags and everything else. I just think over the past few years, listening to several people that have come before me on the Iron Elite page, listening to Low Key, before he took his trip, when he did the 3 Flash Classic, he did a very thorough layout of, hey, this is what I carry on my bike, as far as maintenance and everything else. Getting or taking solid input from people who've done this before us has always been my key thing. My wife, she just stated on there, I keep a gallon of gas on my bike at all times.
That's your wife?
Yeah,
Lisa. Shout out to Lisa.
Yeah.
Lisa was watching the show, man. She was not gonna have y'all running out of gas back there.
Yeah. And so from that, just hearing, some of the chronicles of Sharif and K Solo going across the world, and riding, and someone run out of gas and the other guy got to go and get gas. And so for me, I was like, I got to figure out a way to make sure I keep gas with me at all times. And we experienced that, coming back east on 10, to where here I am, doing a mental check of like, hey, we supposed to stop at the next gas station. And I was intoxicated off the highway, and I blew right past the exit, and my bike is running a little bit rich because I got work done to it and everything else. It's doing an acclimation, because up in Colorado the air is thinner. Everything is the air is a lot heavier, and so my bike is burning through gas. And so I assured her, like, hey, if we run out of gas, don't fret. I made the mistake of passing by it, but I also got extra gas on my bike to know that I can get another 35, 40 miles down the road if need be to get to a gas station.
That's what's up, because she's riding Red. You're rocking a Milwaukee 8, and then Horace, you're rocking a V twin. Am I correct?
Yep.
So there's a big difference in gas mileage. Did you guys see a big disparity in gas, or did y'all have a set? We're gonna gas up every 150, 160. How did y'all work that out?
Well, it wasn't until a little bit later in the trip we were stopping that we finally discussed it, because I was like, why are we stopping so often? I ride with a pack of ladies or folks that will ride till the gas tank screams at you.
So take the tank for real, for real. Okay.
And so I've ridden through the desert enough times to know where to stop. Like, I just know geographically, okay, there's not going to be gas in 125 miles in this segment. So for me, I was kind of like, well, we need to stop. And I'm going, well, I'm going to half a tank. Why? And then he explained to me that his bike was running richer and so forth.
Yeah, that V twin is not going to come close to what you're doing.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And so anyway, we had that conversation. It was cool. And, his planning meant that we weren't going to have an issue out in the middle of nowhere. So
smart idea, Horace, to bring a extra fuel on the road.
Now, that's on the bike, whether I'm riding around here or I'm out on the highway.
Yeah, I tell everybody, especially for this I-10 to the end ride, if you're not really, really super familiar with this stretch of 10, especially when you're talking about Western Texas, when you're talking El Paso going all the way into Bernie, Texas, you fly past a gas station, you can blow it for 50, 60 miles.
Yep.
Hey, Sarge got some war stories to tell you, but I won't tell you on this show. But that's true. Is that for real, fam? What y'all tell me?
Definitely.
Well, there and Arizona. So there's a segment after you.
Yeah, once you get on Arizona, the eastern Arizona, it could get kind of rural out there, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Once you get past Tucson all the way to the border of New Mexico, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's literally nothing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was maybe 2 gas stations.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was, like I said, from past podcasts and everything else, and me just paying attention to all of those riders that, put out the information. I pay attention to it. Hey, if you're going to get out there and you're going to play around on the highway, even if you think you don't need gas, stop and get it.
Yeah.
Or have you some on your bike.
Smart idea, unless you really, really know what you're doing, and you really know that stretch of highway. Just for that 300-mile leg, I would not play around with it. I just wouldn't. And kudos to you guys for having enough, taking the information in and being able to make wise decisions to be able to say, no, we're not going to play any games with it. We're going to make sure that we need what we supposed to do to make sure we don't get ourselves in a bunch of trouble. Okay,
well,
so
the other thing that was really good, I'm sorry for interrupting.
No, go for it.
Was the fact that we also discussed stopping a little bit shorter, not just for gas, but to make sure that we hydrated, particularly in that span between the Arizona border and all the way through to Houston, pretty much, because it was so terribly hot in all of those spots. We stopped, I'm, like I said, prone to riding 150, 170 miles on the tank and stopping them, but that is way too far to go in that kind of heat, just for your body's sake.
Yeah, because of course you're riding through, these various states, like coming from the west of Houston, it's all dry heat. And then once you get closer to Houston and start making your way, on the east side of Houston, then it becomes a wet, muggy heat. And then you got the heat pumping off your bike and everything else. And, you think you're not sweating or perspiring, running 70, 80, 5 miles an hour, but you really are, because your body is, in this sense of, internal anxiety overload, because you're paying attention to so much things are going on, and your body's giving off that energy, and you stop, and you need to recharge just as much as you paying attention to your bike. You need to be paying attention to yourself as well.
Definitely. So okay, so that first leg, you guys what? It's safe to say about 14 hours, 14, 15 hours.
Yeah, right around 15 hours.
About 15 hours.
So it actually might have been a little bit longer because we hit Houston and we were just cruising, thinking, okay, you know what, we're gonna get on.
No, I'm talking about from LA to El Paso.
Oh, El Paso. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah. That was probably the easiest part.
It was.
That was probably the easiest part of y'all ride. So we get bedded down the next morning. What time do we get up and what's our second leg?
We were on the bikes at 6 that morning.
Yeah.
Okay. So did you guys ride from say sun up to sundown? Y'all didn't go way late into the night and none of that stuff, right?
Only the night where we were in Houston, the second night.
Okay.
And that was only because of the traffic. We would have been at the rooms by about 8:30 or 9 o'clock had we not gotten stopped by that traffic.
So on the
initially our goal was to go from El Paso to Beaumont.
Right.
But because of time,
we're gonna do the whole Texas. Strip.
We was trying to get it.
Yeah, we were rocking it, and we would have made it. That 3 hours sitting in traffic really killed
in Houston.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
man, I don't know what y'all think, bro. Houston would make a brother. Houston make a brother want to just lay down somewhere. You hit Houston at the wrong time. So I remember for you guys in Houston, I don't know. Did you post? I tell you, let's if you guys don't mind. Okay, not unless it's something that you want to discuss with us from gas or whatever that issue from El Paso to San Antonio. If it's nothing to talk about that, let's talk about the Houston get down. What happened there? And I'm gonna probably put some stuff up on the Facebook page if you guys don't mind. Let's talk about it.
Hot and miserable are the two things that come to mind. But we got there, the traffic indicators and all of that, we were set to cruise straight through to Beaumont. We get to the just outside, we cleared San Antonio. And we're getting into actually an area near Katy, and everything turned red on the Google Maps, just lit up. And we're like, oh no. And it initially said 6-minute slowdown. So we're like, okay, you know what? And I tell you, Horace was a saving grace because I know roads around I-10.
Mm-hmm.
I was like,
and she said it, and I said, no, we have to stay true to this. Get around this. And I was like, and if there was any other, circumstance, I would have been all for it. But because we had to stay true to, this ride,
right?
The decision was made. We got to, but we flew by Bernie, got into San Antonio, and then that's when the chaos started. And so we decided, hey, let's just pull over, gas up right quick, get some food or whatever, a little hydration, and then give it about 30 minutes, let the traffic die down. Mm-hmm. And so that was the initial video that you saw where I posted. That,
I'm trying to pull it up as you guys talking. So I'm looking for it. I'm listening.
So after that, that goes it goes good as planned. Mm-hmm. And we jump back on the road. We work our way through San Antonio to get to the south end of the city. And I had another brain for it. Well, I should have went right, but everything was telling me go left. Mm-hmm. And so fortunate enough in Houston, I was able to just bring us back around, circle back around, get on I-10, and then we keep on boogieing. So from San Antonio to Houston, we are, cooking. And mm-hmm. So, we're talking back and forth in the headsets, and we're telling each other, like, hey, if we keep going this pace, I think we can get to or close to Beaumont. And that will really, really put us ahead of schedule. And then for whatever reason, I think it was right around 6:30, 7 o'clock, we hit that first little patch, and then we sped back up. And then when we hit that last one that got us stuck, I mean, when I say 3 hours stuck on I-10 and we didn't move, that was it. Like we were stuck there.
Down, I'm asleep on my tank bag.
Yeah, I'm trying to find that video because I think you did a live during that time. Am I correct?
Yeah, I did live there too. At that point, even though it was, it was funny, it was also a little bit frustrating to know that, that kind of pushed us back. But like I said in the video that I posted, part of the experiment is just being prepared for the unexpected and the unknown. And traffic on I-10 is something you can't control.
Hey, especially around anything from Houston going into Beaumont, to Baytown, it can get you because there's a lot of construction going on up in there. Yeah. Always.
Well, this was construction and an accident. And whoever is their planner for that area needs to be fired. They have absolutely they have no emergency egress for that strip. So once there's an accident, everybody behind the accident is stuck till something else happens.
And I think I had mentioned, I don't know if I mentioned it in video or not, but I had called Sharif and kind of talked to him for a few minutes and kind of told him what was going on. And he was like, man, the only reason why you would be dead stop like that if it was a fatality. And so that I'm assuming 99% that's what it was. And that's kind of where we made the decision then, to, hey, let's just get up the road, and call it a night, accept where, how far we've gotten and, bed down, get some rest, and then we'll get up and try to get another leg again in the morning.
And thank the Lord above that you guys wasn't involved in that.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think maybe the video that you did, I thought it was on the Iron Elite page, but for some reason I can't find it in the media for some reason. I don't mean I'm not going to stop because I remember he did that video, folks. It was what time? It was dark. It was definitely dark.
It was,
remember what time
at that time it might have been around.
We got there at about 7. We didn't get to our hotel, which was only 20 miles from there, 20 or 25 miles, till 11:30.
D-Bell said, did y'all ride the HOV lane? He said, did y'all ride the HOV
lane, brother?
Not on that side.
I don't remember on that side being the HOV lane.
There's not.
Hey, but
HOV starts in downtown.
Hey, but I will ride the trash lane on you. I'm going to give you so much time, and then I'm going trash lane on you. Because
that's my point. That's why I was saying the planner needs to be fired. There was no trash lane. There was no emergency lane. It was
because all those concrete pillars and stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
There was nowhere to go.
You stuck like Chuck, and they ain't gonna let you split lanes in Texas. That ain't happening.
Oh
no.
They'll run your behind over before they let you split a lane.
Well, and everybody in that lane would open their door just to make sure you didn't.
Facts to make sure you were the next thing going into the ambulance. I can tell you that now. Okay. So we bedded down. So the next morning, now we're on day 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you guys feeling pretty good because no matter what, if you really want to, you can make Jacksonville. Am I correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So we get rolling. What, 6 a.m.?
Yeah, I want to say somewhere around there. 5.
Yeah.
I mean, we never left any later than 6 every morning.
Okay.
But I want to say we were up down at the bikes around 5:15, 5:30 at the latest.
Well, and actually, you know what? That was one of the days we did leave early because Houston traffic can be a lot like LA traffic. So we got out pretty early to get out of the way.
Okay, so we're talking, again, if my math is mathing, we're talking now 875, 880 from Houston to Jacksonville, right?
Yep.
To 643 Stockton Street, am I correct?
Yes,
okay.
Sir.
Okay, what we do then? What do we do?
We did Houston to what city in Florida was that?
So
reason
why we did not go to
y'all did Panama City? Was it Panama City? It was on the side of Panama City, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, you did D Phonic?
Yes.
Phonic?
Yes.
Yeah.
And so the only reason why we went there, oddly enough, is because we made it there, and then while we were planning our next stop, we started talking to him and was like, "Hey, the previous hurricane had just hit. There were a lot of out of
yes,
town.
Sir. That was Hurricane Helena.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so for whatever reason, it came up, and I'm glad that it did. And we started talking about how much of the hotels and things that would be available if we went to Jacksonville to bed down that night.
Mm-hmm.
And so,
and we also ran into a first responder who said,
while we're in Phoenix, we're gassing up, and just so happened this first responder hears us talking about our plans, and she said, "I wouldn't go if I were you, because there are a lot of people down there that all are out of town, that are taking up all the hotels." And so at that particular moment, we decide that we're going to just stop at Phoenix, bed down for the night, get up from there, get to Jacksonville, to the end of it, take our pictures, get the monkey off our back, and then turn around and then hotbox it all the way back to Hammond's, which sounds easy.
Oh yeah. I listened to you tell me. Was this matter of fact? This is a picture. Is this you showing off right here? Is that you showing off?
No, that ain't me.
That ain't you?
No, sir.
Who that right there? That ain't you. Okay. Yeah, that's not you?
No, that's not me.
Oh, that's that other dude.
Yeah, that's the other dude.
Okay. Hey, but I do remember when you did, me and you talked to the phone and you told me what you were going to do. And you know me, I'm always going to say, oh, yeah, okay, all right, then, okay. I thought about it, I said, they're going to come all the way in from Jacksonville, from at that point was that Definac.
Yeah.
And they're going to come in to Jacksonville, shoot it back from Jacksonville all the way to Baton Rouge. I said, okay, they some bad boys and girls. Okay, so that leg coming from there to Jacksonville, for those that don't know, we're talking what? Close to 300. It's not a big ride.
No.
It's between 280, 250, 300, right?
I think it was either just over 300 or just under 300.
Yeah, it's not much because it's west of Tallahassee.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, west of Tallahassee.
Getting to Stockton Street, and so getting there was smooth. It really was. I think once we got to the end of it, we had decided, hey, let's go somewhere and kind of game plan what we want to do, and then get ourselves mentally back right to get back to Louisiana. I think at that point we shot the video, and then it was a sign of relief.
Mm-hmm.
And then once we got back on the road, then it was like, oh man, we got to work that energy back up. And so leaving out of Jacksonville, coming back, west, it felt like it took just as long. Leaving from Cali.
Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this because there's a couple things that we missed in between. So let's say, okay, so we get into Jacksonville, and I'm gonna pull up the video while you're talking to see if I can at least show that video to everybody. How did we feel at that point making it to Jacksonville, making it to Stockton Street? Because I saw you in the video, man. Y'all was like y'all were pulling off, bootstrings and bras and everything. Y'all was just being free by the water. Talk to us about that. How did we feel?
It felt great to be there, but it was hell hot. Really very humid. And there was a lot of traffic. So getting to that corner where you needed to take the picture, and then we met some friends, whether we meant to or not. And then
y'all met friends?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
an interesting corner there. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Well, they wanted friends or unwanted friends?
Well, you know what? None of them seemed to have intended any harm. It was a little off-putting, but they, want to know what you're doing and why you're doing it. And, oh, that's a big bike, and
Right.
So,
and they got a bunch of opinions.
Oh, indeed.
Yeah. Right.
So, it was cool. We got our pictures there, goofed around for just a minute, and then I saw the water at the end of the street, and I was like, "Oh no, I didn't come all the way here. We're not going to take pictures." And he actually did a really good job putting up with me, because I'm the one that sees the biggest ball of tinfoil over in the corner and goes to check it out.
Mm-hmm.
But so we found that at the end of.
That's literally just right down the street.
Yeah, it's right there in San Marco.
Mm-hmm.
It's right there in San Marco. Yeah.
I think it was like 2 blocks up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you guys see it? I got it up now. I'm trying to throw it up for you. Yeah, let you check that out. Let's see if we can do it. There we go. Yeah. Matter of fact, I'm trying to pull up the video where you guys actually discuss some of the issues from the ride on the video that you were talking about. Matter of fact, let me pop this on.
Hey, that was a jump for joy right there.
Yeah, you peeping it? Yeah, that's awesome stuff. I know where you got that from.
If y'all don't know, if you haven't been been around, the infectious snacks.
Oh, facts.
That is Snacks' trademark.
Hey, Snacks shows all how to jump 30 feet up in the air, don't she?
Yeah. Hey, that was a little small tribute to Snacks as well.
Yeah. Here we
Good
go.
morning, Iron Elite family. This is Red, out on the road, trying to get this I-10 to the end done. Made it as far as Beaumont, Texas. We got stuck last night in Houston.
Okay, this is the one doing the highway that we were talking about, right?
For 2.5 hours. So we ended up staying overnight in Houston. We expect to get.
Let me see if I can mute it. Let's see. Give me 1 second. Forgive me.
I'm not sure where we was at there.
We were just outside of Beaumont. In that picture, we were stopping to get gas because he has an affection for Waffle House, and there's a Waffle House right across there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So that was a Waffle House one?
Yes.
Yeah, that's when, for whatever reason, I when I'm on the road, I gotta put some of that Waffle House grease in my stomach to get me going in the morning. So, I think we stopped at Waffle House 2 or 3 times.
Twice, and I paid for it. Thank you.
Oh wow. Okay. So I tell you what. So let's do this. Let's do this, family. Let's do our last segment, because I know y'all got things to do in life. Let's do our last segment. Let's do the good, the bad, the ugly, and we'll do one at a time. And what I would like you to do is to tell us, or what would you like to leave the viewers with as far as this ride is concerned? What you thought was great, what you thought the viewers should, be aware of, what you thought was completely terrible, just your final thoughts of the ride itself. And let's go with you. Let's go with you, Horace, first, if you don't mind.
Hey, the good is always have an opportunity to get out and ride your motorcycle. As my humble mentor would say, get out and explore more than anything else. And that gave me a chance, an opportunity to get out and explore. The ugly, the heat, and the highways. You have to pay attention to some of these roads. They're not. It is what it is. I-10, I-40, 70. These are all trucker roads, and so the roads aren't kind and friendly to a motorcyclist. And so just having your motorcycle in the tip-top shape and being able to endure some of these horrible roads is something that it comes with a part of the hobby. But all in all, I had a blast. It was truly a great moment to ride with my dear friend Chris, and just be able to get out and enjoy the highway. This is something that I will truly never forget.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Red, let's talk about it. Let's talk about what you think.
I'd have to echo some of what he said. I think for me, the very best part of it was having a ride partner that, I could smile and gripe all in the same hour with.
I like that.
And I think that having the opportunity to just spend that kind of time riding was awesome. I honestly enjoy seeing the country by motorcycles. So this opportunity and the challenge of not doing my usual, which would be to divert to other highways when I get irritated and all this, really taught me some degree of patience as well. I think, it goes without saying, the ugly is the hardship of these road closures and the construction and that kind of thing. But it's really and truly all about the journey. So if I could impart to anybody who's considering this, is just keep in mind, you can do the ride at 1,000 miles a day or 1,500 miles a day if you want to, but finding somebody cool to do it with and taking the time to actually enjoy a few things as you go along is huge. It really and truly is. I can say for me, motorcycling has added to my life and it's added to my life because I've been able to enjoy the journey.
I can't let no, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just going to say my mentors, Snacks, Thundercat, and I've had the opportunity to be mentored by a number of really awesome lady riders, and they each have given me a part of that along the way. So,
well, I'm gonna say this, and I'm not gonna let you guys off the hook because I got my one question for you before I let you get out of here. But folks, rider number 282, Horace Green. Rider number 283, Christine D. Sledge. I-10 to the end finishers. Let's do this real quick. We got to give it up to him, gang. We got to give it up to him. And we're going to say this. Thank you, brother and sister, for caring enough to share your ride with us, because it's people like you guys that are going to make us better motorcycle riders. And that's ultimately, that's the goal of the social experiment, to each one teach one. How to do what you did in real time. So again, to inspire us to be the best that we can be in the motorcycle riding community. But I ain't letting y'all off the hook that easy. We get ready. Get it. Y'all ready?
Yes, sir.
Sarge got questions. I'm going to just say this, man. It's been some 300 plus riders have attempted this social experiment. And I've had everything from clubs to independents from almost every state from coast to coast, almost. And let me put it this way. I've been doing this long enough to pick things up, to pick certain signs up and understand what I'm going to understand. And I'm going to set it up for you. I'm going to tell you this. The wife and I have got so good at it, we can just look at your bike, ask you a couple questions, and we can almost say, oh, they're going to have a really strong, good, great ride. Oh, boy, they're going to want to choke each other out every gas station stop. And that's just being honest. That's just being completely honest. So I'm going to say to you guys, it's phenomenal how you guys, and I didn't pick up no signs. I really didn't pick up any signs from you guys that you guys were going to have difficulty being able to negotiate certain things. And let's be honest, we all can get along when we're sitting at the hotel room, when we're sitting at the event, when we sit at the clubhouse, we can always get along. But on that highway, when it's hot, it's 114 degrees. My TPMS is tripping on the bike. I'm burning oil. I'm tired. I'm hungry. Did you guys ever have situations like that you had to negotiate? And if you did, how did you negotiate it?
We didn't. I'm telling you, Chris, it went so smooth. I would do. We're already talking about doing something big next year.
Nice.
Yeah. And I guess it's contributing, to the person that Chris is, and her riding abilities and everything else. But it's just something that where it was none of that.
It was just respect for each other, huh?
Yeah. She did mention like, hey, if I'm slowing you down, go a little. I said, no, this is not about that. You ride your ride, I'm gonna ride my ride.
Nice.
But we're gonna start this thing together and we're gonna finish it together. And
yes.
It made it that, and then just her wanting to. I think the only thing was just her wanting to, be in some good places where we can lay our head at. I mean, there was one night where it got kind of
sketchy. It got sketchy.
Yeah, it got sketchy one night when we hit El Paso. But other than that, it went great. I mean, and I told her that along, several times along the ride. I'm like, I couldn't imagine this going any more smoother than this. Like, you couldn't write that up the way it played out. Like, it just played out perfectly. When she wanted to stop, we stopped. When I wanted, there was several times when I was overhydrating. And I would get off the bike and I was getting off the bike, running to the wood line. And
them Harleys get the rock in the prostate, man. You got to do what you got to do.
But other than that, it was no need for it. We're adults, man, and it's already a dangerous hobby.
Right.
I add an extra coal of energy to something that's already at a heightened level. So we just would talk it out. If I was tired, I need to stop, and there was times where I stopped kind of quick.
Right.
Use the bathroom to get something to drink, or eat a pickle or something like that. To get some snacks. Get some snacks in my life. But we talked it out. I think more than anything else, when you're on the highway, is communication. If you're not communicating, with whomever you're riding with, then it's definitely going to create some extra unwanted tension. No need.
Hey, I love it, man. I love it. It just seemed like it ran smooth for you guys.
It did.
I'm just saying, it just seemed like it.
And I think any irritations, whether on his part or mine, they were momentary. It was like, what? Why are we doing? Okay, whatever. And we just kind of go on. And for me, it was just too long a trip to spend any unnecessary energy going, I wanted it to go this way, or I wanted it. You know what? Look, we're going to get there. We're going to get there safely. It'll be okay.
Yeah. And
Awesome. Well, I think Lisa said this: respect and communication.
Yeah,
I think she summed it up well.
Yeah,
just respect for one another, right?
At the end of every day, I don't even know if it was intentional or not, but wherever we got to, we would stop, come back, have our meal together, kind of replay the day of what we kind of ran into. In our little bubble, and then kind of put our game plan in place, for the next day. And so that, me, you used to be in the military, you hit your debrief for the day, and then hit your next section of what you're going to do for the next day. So that's how it worked for us, and we kept it that way, and it got us through.
Hey, I appreciate it, family. A lot of people don't really understand what we're trying to do with this whole social experiment. But For the ones who've been listening in with us this evening, this is exactly what we're trying to do. We're trying to, again, show you, inspire you, teach you through real time experience on the highway, showing you, through our success and our failures, because not all the time rides are going completely smooth like my family here. Sometimes rides go really, really left. And it's how do you deal with them? How do you work on these things? How do you continue to do what you need to do to be successful? And I appreciate your family. And it just tells me again, the reason why you guys' ride was so smooth is because you guys were prepared. I don't think success comes by just luck. Just don't. That's just too far to be lucky. You got to know what the heck you're doing. Is that a fair assessment?
I agree.
You got to know what you're doing. And I'm just say this, y'all got some mentors, man. Reef and Snacks. Man, get the heck out of Dodge. Reef, the Grand Slam finisher, and Snacks is only place Snacks ain't rode till is the moon. I think it's about the only place Snacks hadn't been to. But family, thank you so much, man. I think the wife joined in and she said congratulations to you guys as well. You guys are one of her easier riders, one of her fun riders. So she said congratulate you guys as well. Your guys' ride was awesome. And I thank you again. And before we shut it down, any last words for us? Anything at all?
Hey, I thank you. You and your wife, you guys made it very easy. And I apologize that we didn't post more. As previous riders have. It's just like I said. We're not ones to beat our chest or anything like that and jump in front of the camera. We're more focused towards enjoying the ride, enjoying the experience of being out on the highways and byways. And like I mentioned to you, when we talked in Hammond's, I'm a retired military guy, and we've taken that oath so many times to defend this great nation of ours. And and some of us don't get a chance to see it. And so for me, motorcycling is and has and will be that vehicle for me to see the country. And so I'm going to continue to ride. I'm going to continue to challenge those that want to do this challenge. Get out there and do it because it is worth it. First and foremost to learn about yourself, but also share that experience with the previous riders and the new riders that want to potentially take on this challenge as well.
Right on.
And one last thing I'd like to share, and I'd like to say a really big thank you to Snacks for having sponsored the ride.
Shout out to Snacks. Let's do this.
Let's do this
to Snacks. We gotta give Snacks a round of applause.
Thank you. And as soon as I have the opportunity to help sponsor somebody, I will as well. So,
right on.
And I challenge the previous riders to do the same.
Awesome. Beautiful.
I didn't want to mention it on live, but I know Snacks is on here, and I wanted to have that conversation with her first because I initially reached out to her to do the ride with me. I wanted her I wanted to be able to have that experience to ride with her. But of course, Snacks being who she is and, other things, other commitments had pulling her out of the country and everything else. And she was off doing some speaking engagements. And so that's how me and Chris got together. And she said, hey, I'll take care of everything and sponsor you guys. So Snacks, I want you to know that whatever club sister of yours that's going to do this challenge next, I will take care of everything for them and sponsor them on the I-10 challenge.
Let's do this. Hey, man, it's crazy, but I'm telling you, man, it's infectious with this whole get out, man. We keep seeing this thing. More and more people are, again, taking care of one another, supporting one another, cheering one another. And fam, y'all part of the alumni now. It's official. You guys are I-10 to the End family, number 200. And what do we say? Let me throw your numbers back up there real quick. God forgive me. My wife gonna punch me in the head. number 282 and 283. Those numbers are you guys' numbers. Nobody gets those numbers. So it's archived, it's in the records, it's official. So those records are yours and yours alone. And thank you so much. And hopefully you guys are encourage more people to do this ride, because this is not an ego ride. Well, it can be an ego ride, but it really is about sharing what you guys saw on the highway, what you guys learned on the highway. And I love what you said, Horace. I love what you said when we were in Baton Rouge. You said, I fought for this country. I defended this country. It's about time for me to go explore the places that I fought for. Yeah. Go see America, man. Go see it. It's a beautiful thing, is it not?
Yes, it is. It's beautiful out there. Breathtaking.
Yeah. Well, family, much love. Thank you guys again for sharing this time with us this evening. It's been a privilege. It's been a pleasure covering your ride. And I look forward to seeing you guys at more excursions out there. Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Any last words? We shutting it on down. Any last words?
Thank you all, and thanks everybody who followed us and supported us and us kind words and encouragement throughout the trip. Really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, that's what's up. Salute, my family. God bless. We'll talk to you guys soon. Take care. Peace.
Peace.
Hey, there you have it, man. Christine and Horace, man, just finished the I-10 to the end. They family now, man. They've done their thing, man. Thank you again, fam, for caring enough to share your ride with us, man. It's been a hell of an evening, man. It's been so much fun. And I appreciate you guys spending time with us this evening. I know you could be anywhere doing anything. And I get it, man, because everybody else in America got a football team that's winning football games but mine. But I appreciate you guys taking the time away just a little bit to spend a little time with us to take part in the Iron Elite Podcast show, specifically the I-10 to the end. Hey, we got some stuff coming up, man, right around the corner. Don't be the last minute guy or girl. Iron Elite event, February 7th and 8th, 2025, here in Jacksonville, Florida, at Adamak Harley Davidson, man, Bay Meadows Boulevard, here in Jacksonville, Florida. We're going to have a great time. First and foremost, man, we're going to celebrate the Titan Award recipients. Reef, we're going to celebrate Piper, and we're going to present those awards to those guys on the 8th of February at Adamak Harley Davidson. We've got this cool thing also that we do called the Mix and Mingle on Friday night on the 7th, that we're going to be here in Jacksonville, and we own the whole entire restaurant, man. Huge parking, great time, great atmosphere. Host Hotel, we got the whole entire hotel for us to do nothing but love on each other, communicate with each other, network with each other, celebrate each other, man. A great, great time. It's not a party, but it is a celebration, man. The Iron Elite event, February 7th and 8th. And I know you're going to say, Sarge, we ain't seen the flyer. The flyer's on the Iron Elite page. Home of the Ground Pounders reunion. Iron Elite page. It's in the featured section. That means it's on the top of the page. If you have not joined Iron Elite, the Facebook group page, shoot us an invite. Iron Elite, Home of the Ground Pounders reunion on Facebook. Also on Instagram, Sarge_I10. On YouTube, Sarge Life and Motorcycling. So those 3 different platforms that you can get in communication with us, man, to find out all you need to know about the Iron Elite platforms. Whether it's the Titan Award, whether it's I-10 to the end, man, we want you guys. This is your platform, and this is a platform for not only motorcycle riders and motorcycle enthusiasts, family members of motorcycle riders, friends of motorcycle riders. I know, Sarge, man, that it says the elite. Well, wait a minute. Elite is your elite. That means what you make as a goal for yourself, we're about you achieving your goals. No. It ain't Sarge's elite. It's your elite. It's whatever you feel that you want to accomplish on your motorcycle. We're here to help you, support you, and encourage you, and hopefully teach you things that you might not even know about motorcycle riding, specifically long-distance motorcycle riding. Is Sarge the guru? Nope. But I'm going to bring a bunch of gurus on this bad boy, and together, collectively, we're going to encourage and teach each other the right way to motorcycle. So shout out to everybody who supported the platform, man. Oh, by the way, 29 September is a year for the Iron Elite Podcast Show. Thank you for everybody who's rocked with me over these last 12 months now. Shout out to the Bells, man. Shout out to Low Key. Shout out to Reef, K Solo. Shout out to Kodak the Ground Pounder. Big Sale from FHO, man. Shout out to all the people who have supported us and what we've been trying to accomplish and do on this platform. Shout out to my man Emo out in California, man. Much love to you guys, man. My South Florida crew, shout out to you guys. My Carolina, Virginia, my South Carolina crew, shout out to you guys. Texas in the house, they're always supporting. Cali, man, much love to you guys. In many other states, Alabama, Mississippi, Arkansas, I've had people from coast to coast celebrate what we're doing. We're not trying to be the biggest, but we dang sure trying to be good. And we can do that if we keep supporting one another on this platform. So if you have not done it already, I encourage you to go over to the YouTube channel, hit the subscribe, turn on your notifications, man, so you can catch every show that we do or content that we got going out there, man, because this platform is for us. It's for nothing else but for us. So I encourage you to do that. And if you like what you hear and you like what you see, also share it with people that you know that might be like-minded, that want to get on with this platform and what we're doing. This is not about a club. This is not about an independent. This is not about East Coast, West Coast, or the South or the North. This is about everybody who love motorcycle riding and everything there is about motorcycling free. That's what this page is for. That's what this platform is for. We'll see you guys here soon. Stay tuned. Great shows coming up here in the future. Stand by. I'll have more and more. And if there's a guest or there's a certain subject that you would like me to bring on a subject matter expert to talk about a certain thing, please feel free to inbox me, Sarge, Life and Motorcycling, or the group page, Iron Elite, Home of the Ground Pounders Reunion, or Instagram, Sarge_I10, and I'll bring folks on and we'll talk about these subjects that you guys would like to discuss and know more about. So in the meantime and in between time, man, y'all keep it motorcycling. Your boy Sarge is out of here, you dig?
Mission statement for the Iron Elite Podcast. Our mission is to provide a platform for motorcycle enthusiasts to come together and share their passion for long-distance motorcycle riding. Through engaging conversations, interviews, and discussions, we aim to educate and inspire our riders. We strive to cover a wide range of topics, including motorcycle maintenance, riding tips, gear reviews, travel stories, and the latest industry news. Our goal is to create a community where riders can connect, learn from each other through our Each One Teach One platform, and celebrate the accomplishments of long-distance motorcycling. If you find that this is something that you would like to be part of, please join us on our Facebook group page, Iron Elite, Home of the Ground Pounders Reunion, on Instagram, Sarge_I10, as well as YouTube, Sarge Life and Motorcycling. We look forward to you being part of the Iron Elite family. Hey Sarge, let's get on with the show, man. And let's keep it motorcycling, you dig?
Hey y'all, it's Snacks reminding you to tune in to the Iron Elite Podcast. You dig?
This is the Mileage Bully, the Moto Mob CEO, and your 2024 Titan. You are now listening to Sarge on the Iron Elite Podcast. Like, share, and subscribe. If you're not listening to the Iron Elite Podcast, what are you really doing? Because we are talking motorcycles over here. You dig?
Hey Sarge, everybody don't always want to talk about motorcycling. Everybody don't want to always talk about riding. I know. That's why we have the cooking channel. Hey man, this is your boy Sarge. I don't care what nobody says. Earth, Wind, and Fire is the greatest group in the history of this world. You dig? I was asked the other day, hey Sarge, why you never play any fast music on your podcast? It's simple. I'm petty.